Why plumbers love and hate DIY plumbing projects. I've walked into more DIY disasters than I can count. And yeah, sometimes they're very impressive. Sometimes they're not. Let's talk about why plumbers secretly love some of these projects and why others make us want to throw a wrench through the wall. A reason that we love them? Easy money. It's easy money going back in fixing other people's mistakes. Now, one of the biggest ones that I used to face when I had my company are people installing shark bites. Not just installing shark bite fittings, but installing them the wrong way, and they'd cause a leak. Now, I'd come in, take everything apart, put it together with copper the right way. That way, I never had to worry about it. Now, I'm not saying shark bites are bad. We've tested them. They test out pretty well. But what shark bite doesn't do is teach people the right way to put them together each and every time. So here's the thing. When a DIY project like that goes wrong, it's a service call. And that is more revenue for a plumber, especially when he's got to take apart stuff that you, your handyman, or your neighbor, or maybe another plumber already tried to fix. Now, we don't want you to mess up, but if you do, call us. We'll come take care of it. And yeah, we charge extra for weekend water geysers. Hate to tell y'all, but it really does happen. One thing we hate when DIY covers up bigger issues. A lot of people can fix the little things, but really it's a major problem that they're just putting a Band-Aid on. I remember going on a job one time, it was a stopped up sewer, and I could not get it to unstop with the machine. It was like it was just poking holes in it. Soft stoppages will do that. But what I ended up doing is I ended up putting a blow bag in there and it blew everything out. Then when I ran a camera down there, I saw a big belly. And I asked the homeowner about it. And they said, yeah, they had a high pressure sprayer on a water hose that they would run down every now and then and wash that out. Well, the bigger issue is the belly. It needs to be fixed. It needs to be replaced. And that belly needs to be gotten rid of. So anyway, homeowners can fix the symptom. They can keep on clogging it. But what happened is this last time it clogged up where they didn't do it, it actually flooded the inside of the house. So guys, when you know you got a problem, if it's something you can't fix, you may think about calling a plumber to take care of it. Because just fixing the symptom, not the cause, can lead to bigger problems. It's crazy things like code violations. They use the wrong products. And you know what happens when you use the wrong products? It normally fails. Or maybe covering up dangerous mistakes. There's a lot of things that I've seen done. And to be honest, they'd be safer, they'd be smarter taking care of it by calling a plumber. Because what happens in the long run is sometimes it can make real repairs even harder and riskier. And that's something you don't want to do because then you're going to pay more for it in the long run. Now, one thing that I used to love, homeowners who want to learn. I mean, I remember walking into a house one day, and I study PCM, so I study people's personalities. And I walked into a house, and I'm looking for my plumber, and I get back there, and my plumber's like, oh, my God, man, this guy's tough. I said, what do you mean? He says, he's got so many questions. So he comes in. I said, okay, we're fine. This guy happened to be an engineer. So he wanted to know every little detail about everything. Well, me, I love that because that's the way I am. I want to know what's going on. But to get in there and see that it's not just he wants to know because he's trying to get in your business or anything, but he wants to know because he wants to understand it. I love that. And I actually have mad respect for all those who do their own homework and then they call when needed. Look, if you can do it, look, I've made a living teaching people how to fix their own plumbing. And don't get me wrong, I've pissed a lot of plumbers off on the way. They call me and say, dude, you're taking money out of our pocket. It's like, no, I'm teaching a homeowner that they can change a flapper all by themselves. It's not real hard to do. But I also like DIYers who follow instructions and know their limits. I actually had a guy walk up to me at a big box store one day. I'm leaving. And he's out in a parking lot and he saw the plumbing on my Jeep and he waited for me to come out and he says, man, I got a question. He said, and he's got a waste and overflow in his hand. He says, does this go in like this and this? I'm like, yeah, but you need to put the washer in there. Well, here's the deal. I'm not going to take that work from him. Somebody called a DIYer, called a handyman, but he was at least asking the right way to do it. Now, do I think he needs to be out doing it? No. Do I think he should have a plumbing license? Abso-freaking-lutely. But if he's going to do it, for a homeowner, or maybe it was for himself. I don't know. But if he's going to do it for someone, I at least want to make sure he does it the right way, follows the instructions. But I also asked him, I said, look, if you don't have a plumbing license, why are you doing this? He's like, man, look, I'm just trying to feed my family. I can't get mad about that. You do what you got to do. But it was an opportunity for me to educate, to build trust, and maybe even win over a long-term customer, because now if he runs into something that he can't handle, maybe I'm the one that he calls. Okay, one thing that we hate seeing is mismatched parts and internet advice. Well, I mean, unless it's from me on YouTube, you know what I mean? But here's the deal. I hate going to a house where they've bought fancy tub off the internet, made in China. Completely different connections than we have here in the United States. And they're like, look, they said it's really easy to hook up. This shouldn't take you but about 15 minutes. It's like, really? Well, how many times did you spend 15 minutes trying to hook it up then? Because here's the deal. A lot of these things do have different size threads, different size pipe. There's all kinds of crazy things that we run into. So the mismatched parts, I don't like that. And the internet advice, when you're listening to a hack trying to tell you, stick a pill in it, it'll plug the leak up in your house. It's stupid if you believe stuff like that. Not you're stupid. They're stupid for saying it, but maybe you are if you listen to them and believe them. I don't know. But here's the deal. If YouTube tells you to use duct tape and Flex Seal, that's not always going to fix it. So here we are with you calling a plumber, and now you're upset because you're like, look, I really thought I could fix it myself. Well, once you put Flex Seal and duct tape on everything, my best bet is just tear it out and replace it. And then again, there's pipe size confusion, wrong fittings, or using the wrong type of pipe entirely. Guys, we see that all the time. Oh, gee, I was just trying to run the water line from here to here, so I stuck a water hose on here and clamped it, water hose on here and clamped it. What's wrong? It worked fine. Water hoses are made for conveying water. Yeah, but not in your plumbing system. They just attach to it. Now, one thing we love too is an opportunity for upgrades. A lot of times I give people options, meaning you walk into the house, you're looking at a project. I always did a 360-degree inspection. If I'm here looking at your laundry room or your closet, you want to turn into a laundry room, and the laundry room you want to move out into the garage, nothing wrong with that. But when I'm checking to make sure you have enough hot water to do this, to do this, to do this, I'm doing the inspection and I tell you, hey, you've got 2 water heaters up in your attic that are 14 years old. They're 6-year water heaters. Before I went and added another laundry room and moved that one, I would think about changing out those water heaters. You're like, oh, no. I want that closet. Okay. We can do it. It was Thursday or Friday. I think it was Thursday. Told her I'd have her price by Monday. I get a call from her Monday morning, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm expecting it. I'll have it ready here shortly. She says, no. When you did the inspection on Thursday, you walked in the attic and you told me about those 2 water heaters. I said, yes, ma'am. She said, I wish I'd listened to you. I said, what happened? She said, one of them ruptured after we went out of town Friday evening. I said, I've heard this story. It happens at 5:01 if you leave the house at 5 o'clock. She says, Roger, it rained all weekend. The neighbors didn't notice all the water running out of the house. When she walked in late Sunday night, her 2-story ceiling was down in the floor. Her kitchen ceiling was down in the floor, down in the kitchen. Guys, sometimes plumbers tell you something because it's something you need to think about. But here's the thing too. DIYers sometimes start a job, then they realize they're in over their head, and then they want it done right. This is a great chance for a plumber to come in and offer better long-term solutions and system upgrades. Anytime you can come in and help the customer and help them improve what they're working on, it's not a bad deal. Another thing that we hate are dangerous DIY products. Now, drain cleaners to me are the worst, and I've made videos about them. But here's the thing, guys. Drain cleaners are dangerous. They can literally ruin your pipes. They can ruin your sinks. They can make you or your kids sick or really be just super dangerous. The chemicals in there, if the kids come up and throw something in the sink and it splashes and gets in their eyes, that's not good. Dangerous DIY stuff can kill people. Dangerous DIY stuff can hurt people. If you don't know plumbing and you don't know everything about it, so you're working on a gas line. Well, a gas line leaks and the house explodes. So you're working on a water heater. You don't put the flue vent pipe back like it's supposed to be. The gases get in the house and make people sick. Improper venting, things like that can be a problem. So if you're not going to Google it more than 2 or 3 times, you probably shouldn't be doing it. Now, if you find a plumber like me that's reputable, that you're like, hey, at least he's going to show me the right way, make sure you follow every step and do it the right way. DIY can be great. If you know when to stop and call a pro, that's what matters. As you think about this, I want you to think about what you did, what your spouse did, what your boyfriend or girlfriend did to try to help you fix their problem. And do me a favor, leave me a comment and let me know what is the worst or maybe even the best story that you have. Because, I remember trying to help people fix their stuff before I was a plumber, but not plumbing. I would work on their cars. I was actually pretty good at it. But I'd love to hear your story. What kind of problems or what kind of results did you have? Maybe it was amazing. Maybe it was good. But either way, if you've got pictures, if you got videos, I'd love to see them. Love for you to share them. Go over to the subreddit, Roger Wakefield Posts, and show me the pictures or video of what you did right, or maybe what you tried to do and ended up realizing you were doing it wrong. And if you've already hit the subscribe button, that's great. Ring the bell so you get notified every time we make a video. And if you love this video, I definitely think you're going to like that one.